McCrispy strips are now at McDonald's. Tender, juicy, and its own sauce. Would you look at that? Well, you can't see it, but trust me, it looks delicious. New McCrispy strips, now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
If you're a parent or share a fridge with someone, Instacart is about to make grocery shopping so much easier. Because with family carts, you can share a cart with your partner and each add the items you want. Since between the two of you, odds are you'll both remember everything you need. And this way, you'll never have to eat milkless cereal again. So minimize the stress of the weekly shop with family carts. Download the Instacart app and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Plus, enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 orders. Service fees apply. For 3 orders in 14 days, excludes restaurants.
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to In the Mind of Jax Taylor. How are you guys? Got a special guest this week, my buddy Easton. You guys know him from his podcast.
Give Them Lala, baby. Come on.
Yeah, Give Them Lala. And you got your own podcast coming out too, right?
I got my own podcast coming out.
What's it called?
Happy Detours.
Happy Detours.
Happy Detours with my homie Calvin Cobb.
And how is that different from the one you're doing now? What are you guys going to branch off on?
Bro, honestly, I would love for you to be on the next one.
Of course.
Just all honesty, just being vulnerable as a man, talking about the things that most people don't talk about.
Right.
And bringing up a little pop culture here and there. Mm-hmm. But like we talk, because he's an uncle, I'm an uncle. Mm-hmm. We talk about the discipline we have to give and what's too far. And just being just, a fun uncle and just trying to, figure out life. We talk about does
he have the same situation that you do as far as an uncle? Like, does he, live with?
Not live with, but I mean, he travels.
The father figure?
In a sense, ish, but like he still goes, travels, and like when he's playing with them, those type of things. So happy detours. We just go on little detours of life and whatever we
happy detours, guys.
Stumble upon.
He's got a new podcast, Happy Detours. I can't wait to be on it. I'm excited.
Can't wait for you.
So, man, what a week. Man, you called me, the other day and told me about something that you were going through that. I don't mind if you bring this up.
No, not at all.
That you relapsed.
Yes, I relapsed. I got some time under my belt again, which is nice. But bro, with my sister's, just like her condition of her eye.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I tell you what, when I saw that, when I was reading about that, I called her or texted her right away and thinking about you because, like I said, that's such a. Yeah, I don't talk to Lala a lot, but when something like this comes up, you put all your stuff aside. You put all your whatever your issues are with that person, and you say, okay, your health is number one. Let's put away all this aside. That goes for anybody, I guess, in the Vanderpump Valley group. We all might have tiffs with each other, but when health is it.
That is one thing that I do love about like all of you guys, and like even the Vanderpump to the Valley, like all of it. It's even if everybody was beefing, when something happened, even a family member was lost, everybody was reaching out to that person and everything was put aside. Yeah. So so her eye fucking threw me through a loop, and it's pre-cancer, and my father had cancer. I know you fucking can feel what I'm talking about. And it was just like, I couldn't control my mind, and like hearing cancer, I lost it.
Yeah, that word is triggering.
Yeah, and I was like thinking about like what my dad went through, and I was like, is my sister now going to go through this? Then I was rethinking my dad, and I lost it and fucking drank. And that was the one thing that I'm happy I did was drank, because I know I want to be sober.
Right.
Like that was the one thing. I couldn't look at myself. I was tail tucked between my legs. I told my mom, I told my sister, I told everybody.
So was it like a night thing? You're like, hey, I'm going to go. Did you go to a bar?
No, I literally was like so gone that like I got in the car and just drove to like a mini mart and just bought like 5 mini bottles.
Really?
Because I just, like I didn't even buy a bottle.
Did you know, like when you were in the process of buying this, it's like, you know this is wrong, but you're
I knew it was wrong. I knew I could have called my sponsor. I knew I could have attended a meeting. There's so many things that, the program that we're in gives you, and I didn't fucking do any of it. I called my sponsor. I was like, I relapsed. And he was like, okay, well, you didn't use any of the tools that you've learned. Yeah. You didn't call me. I didn't call you. I didn't call anybody in the program. And even like my buddy, I walked into the house and my buddy was like, what are you doing? And I had the shot and I was like, I'm drinking. And he got up to try to stop me. And I like turned and just ripped it because I didn't fucking care. And it was the most depressed, anxiety riddled fucking.
First time? Is that the first time in your sobriety that you were triggered?
Yeah.
That like you thought about it?
Yeah. I've been triggered a lot, but like I could contain it or I could call somebody or I'd honestly get to a meeting.
I can't tell you how hard it is to be, I said this last week, it's hard to go through life without being on anything. Like I'm not, like nothing, no drugs, no alcohol, no prescriptions. I mean, I'm on prescriptions, but just going through life without today's day and age, going through life without being on anything and being able to cope with on something.
Dude, it's really
hard. It's really hard.
It's one of the hardest things that I've ever done. And like that, like once I got sober, I had anxiety and all of these things. And
you're dealing with all these feelings now without the mask of alcohol, right? Yeah. You actually have to take these feelings head on. Yeah. There's no masking it anymore.
No.
And it sucks. It's hard.
It's the hardest thing to do. To look into the mirror and what you see is not what everybody else sees.
And too, when you're like, when I was doing these things, like when I was doing cocaine and I was drinking, I would even be in the bathroom and I purposely would not look in the mirror. Like I would dodge the mirror. Isn't that weird? Like the mirrors, I didn't want to look at myself in the mirror because I was so embarrassed. I was so ashamed. I would literally dodge the mirror. We're in a bathroom, huge mirror. And I would just duck because if I looked at myself,
I didn't want to see, and that was me back when I was like heavily drinking after my dad passed. Like I was in that same boat. Like I would shower and leave the bathroom and like change in my room because I didn't want to look at myself. Yeah, because I was fucked up or drunk and I knew I shouldn't have been. And that's the fucked up part.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like I struggle. Like I said, I'm learning to be in my own feelings. I'm learning to deal with things head on. Right now, like I can't tell you how many. I would probably say out of the 7 days a week, I cry at least 5. Like I'll just go home and I'll sit and I'll cry, especially after. When I drop off Cruz from school, or I go pick up, or if I drop off Cruz at his mom's, I'll just go home and I'll sit in my house, and I have a pretty big house for one person, and it's very, very empty. And I thought this is what I wanted. Like I wanted to be alone. This is what I wanted, and I'm learning to be alone. It's very, very hard for me because I'm codependent. Yeah, I need people around me. Even though I'm like, I like being alone, I have to have somebody there.
Yes, and I feel you on that. And that's the one thing that I'm trying to work on is like being able to sit alone with my feelings.
It's so hard.
And that's the hardest thing that I've done. And it's like.
How long do you sit there before you have to get up and walk? I sometimes I'll sit in my chair. I have a nice chair and I'll have a cup of coffee in the morning and I'll just sit there, no phone, and I'll sit in there in the moment and I'll be like, God, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable. Like my mind is thinking about other things instead of it's just going like this.
Like I feel like I'm not doing enough when I'm sitting. And bro, even if I'm like just sitting and I feel like I had a great day, I can maybe sit down for 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I have to get up. Even if I'm not going to do something, I have to get up and like walk out of whatever feelings I was sitting in. It's like a get up and walk them off. And then I sit back down.
It's hard for me to shut my brain off. I can't shut it off. I just can't. And I would pay any amount of money just to shut my brain off for 5 minutes. Right. 5 fucking minutes.
And how bad, when you sleep, I want to know. When you put your head on the pillow, how crazy does your mind go?
It goes berserk. That's why I have to smoke. Now I'm California sober, and I've said this many times. Instead of taking pills and sleeping pills like that, I have to smoke. If I don't smoke, I have to have weed. I have to have the noise machine. I have to have the TV on and the fan going to distract me from my mind.
Your own,
And it's like I have to have all these things going.
I have to sleep with the TV on and all that. And like that was the one thing is like I smoked weed since I was 18 every day, and then I quit.
Are you quit? You done with weed?
I'm done.
Oh, you don't smoke weed at all anymore?
Bro, I'm dead sober.
Wow.
And when I relapsed, it wasn't even off weed. And my mom and sister were like, "Well, did you smoke too?" I was like, "Nah, I don't even." It didn't even.
Interesting.
Weren't open.
Yeah,
or I would have.
Right.
But yeah, so.
Oh wow.
I'm dead sober, and I mean, I hit the vape, here and there, those little nicotines, but trying to get the fuck off those too, because I feel like shit.
It's hard. Like, you have to go, when you go completely, like,
it is
how
hard.
do you get through life not being on anything? Like,
no, and that's the thing, because I did the California sober thing as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't attending like AA meetings or anything. Mm-hmm. I just was like, I got a problem. So I went 6 months, no drinking, no anything, but I would smoke. And I feel like the smoking tracked me back into drinking after a while.
Right.
Just my own thing. Everybody's different.
They all help each other. Like, the alcohol help the cocaine. Cocaine help the alcohol. I can't just do...
They come hand in hand.
They come hand in hand. That's with the smoking, too.
Yeah.
Right?
But, like, I've done it, and I don't know how long you've smoked, but, like, I was a dab, like, fucking heavy dab torch.
Yeah, that's some serious shit.
Yeah,
dabbing.
like, so that's when I was like, I gotta give it up.
Yeah.
And that's when I gave it up for the 6 months, and that's when, like, when I was still smoking it, I was like, I kind of want to drink. And that's where I was, and I feel like I just smoked for so long, I was just numb to the smoking, so I was like, what else can I feel?
Right. And especially, like, to me, I'm especially after my divorce and going through my divorce, I want to shut my brain off, because it was going to all these weird places. And it was like, especially when I found out, in the beginning, when I was using very, very heavily, when I found out that my friend was the one that was with Brittany, and I was like, God, I didn't know how to deal with it. I was like, gosh, I just gonna have to do drugs and drink and go off the deep end and just, I was on a fucking path of self-destruction.
Right.
It was insane.
And that's,
because I couldn't deal with it.
And that's the other thing. And like, I feel like, I don't know if I've told you, but I tell my sister and everybody in your guys' position is like, you guys are dealing with shit, but not only that, you have people that don't know you commenting on things that are going on. And so you're going to spiral even more, because now you're taking other people's opinions into account when these people's opinions don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Because they don't know you. But when you found out about that bullshit, how far down did you go, if you don't mind me asking?
No, ask me. I want you to ask me everything. I'm as raw and as real out here. And I tell you what, being like this, just a side note, I can't tell when the last time I felt as good as I do right now, real time, because I've been so honest. I've been more honest with myself at 45 today than I've ever been in my entire life.
Right.
There's something about saying, you know what? I surrender. I've done drugs, alcohol. I've been angry. I've had anger issues. I've been verbally abusive. I'm throwing it all out there. I'm working on myself. I'm doing the best I can.
And that's the one thing that I can't wait for people to see. And I am going to say that, because people are watching not real-time TV of the Valley.
That's the most frustrating thing.
Like, that's the thing.
People are commenting right now. They're like, oh, my God, you're this. I go, it was shot a year ago.
It was shot a year ago. And that's the thing. And, like, I can't wait. To be honest, like, I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
Me and you have been talking more since you've been sober than we ever did, and I feel like we have an actual connection because of,
Well, I would have never went to AA if it wasn't for you. You're the one I called, and I was like, where do I go? Because I need someone. It was talked about, and I'm like, okay, I need to start fixing this. Therapy's not enough. I need to go to AA. And then I called you, and you're like, hey, there's a really good meeting down there, and I've been going. That's my home meeting now.
And that's the one thing, because the one thing that you did say, and I want to bring it up, is like, there are meetings where, like, it isn't a safe place. There's just different types of people.
Right.
I do want to say that. And, like, the meeting I took you to, I knew that was going to be a very safe, good environment. And I think that's big.
And I'm not to cut you off. And for those of you listening, what he means by that is the meeting that we go to, the one that he took me to, was they're a little bit older. The people are a little older. So I think they have they're called old timers, for people who don't know the old timers. And I think we felt a little bit more safe there because they're older. And they're not young kids who are just kind of
in the same boat I was in. It was like, they could give me some help.
Right. Like, and they're not using this as I feel like they're just doing it just to do it.
Yeah.
Or they're not taking the steps seriously.
Yeah.
They're there just to, maybe sign their card.
Yeah. Like, I see that all the time. And, like, every time I see, like, a court card being signed, all I pray is, like, bro, even after the court card, keep coming back.
Yeah.
Because it really is fucking amazing. Like, it's crazy how much I love
it was hard for me
this
to go.
Program.
That first day when I walked in, checking my ego at the door was the hardest thing. I'm like, I cannot believe I'm walking into an AA meeting right now. Like, this is where my life has gone. And I did it, and I trusted the process. And it's not like AA is not, you're not sitting there talking about, it's like therapy. It's
That's
therapy.
Exactly what it is.
And when I was listening to their stories, I'm like, there's no way anybody in this room has my kind of story. And sure enough, they had it worse. Or they're like the same shit, like staying up till 4 a.m, hearing the birds chirp, scraping the floor, looking for more, going to the drugstore. But I'm like, oh my God, we're all the same. We're literally all the same.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that I do love about AA, and that's the thing of like, even my sponsor, he was like, even if you think your share or what you're going through is stupid, if one person connects with it, you've helped. Mm-hmm. And that's what's so crazy is like when these people share their crazy stories, I'm almost like, oh my God, what I have to share is nothing compared to this. And I thought I was fucked up. I am, but thank God I didn't hit the basement. You know, like my sister told me yesterday, like the elevator doesn't have to hit the bottom floor for you to get off. You can get off before.
Right.
And I'm like, thank God. And those stories that I hear, I'm like, I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And that's the therapy of it. It's like hearing these stories from real people in a safe place, hearing them talk about it and how they made it out, you have hope.
Right.
And you leave the meeting with like a cup full.
I feel like we were given a second chance. Somebody upstairs said, you know what? It's not their time.
No.
Let's put something out there to make them go get help. Put a sign out there. There's got to it wasn't our time.
No.
Because there's some people out there that go and they die. You know, but I feel like somebody out there said, you know what? It's not Easton and Jax's time.
No.
It's not. And what they say too is nothing is more dangerous than a man who heals his own wounds. Nothing is more dangerous than a man who heals his own wounds. That means if you can fix yourself, if you're that strong to fix yourself, you're a very powerful person. If you can go on through life and know that what you've wronged and what you've done and said, you know what, I don't need help, I can fix myself, and you do it, that's a very dangerous person.
It is a dangerous person, and I wish I could be that person. I honestly do.
I do too.
That's the one thing, like hearing that, it's like I wish I could fix my own wounds, but it's to the point where I have to have somebody point the wound out.
Yeah. I don't know. I needed someone to really knock me down and be like, you're going to lose this, 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 and this. Everybody knows what you're doing. It's not funny anymore. It's time to stop.
Yeah.
You had a great run. You're still alive.
Fun.
But now you got to go to rehab. Now you need to quit.
Wave the white flag.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And like, I really am, and I feel like I said it, but like, the show was a year ago. Mm-hmm. I can't wait for people to see where you were at, the way you're handling yourself, the way that you're putting in work into the program and not even the program into yourself.
Yeah.
Like when people start to see this, like there's been a big change that I've seen.
I appreciate that.
Of course,
it makes me feel good because like right now I'm kind of, I don't know if you've ever seen that show, My Name is Earl. Mm-hmm. Where I'm on like an apology tour where you kind of have to fix all your wrongs.
Yeah.
And obviously my number one wrong right now is Brittany, and making sure that she can feel safe and trust me again and be like, you know what? Yeah, we weren't good together. We weren't. But you know what? He's a good father and I can trust him and I can call him for anything. That is my goal if I can get there. And right now, I think we're on our way. I think.
Well, I'm going to tell you, you're doing the work to be on your way. I will tell you that. That's what.
It's tough that she doesn't see it all the time.
She will, though.
It's tough to me, like when she goes on these podcasts or when she goes on these, these TV shows and she'll say things about me negatively. It hurts my feelings. I understand. She's very hurt, and I get that. And she's allowed to do all that. Nobody can tell her not to. But it just hurts because it's like, man, I've been working so hard. And then when you hear that, you're like, it's like 2 steps back.
Yes, but that's the one thing, like, I know will happen is like, you're working on yourself, and if I've learned anything in life, good things take time.
Yeah.
You are working on yourself. Yes, you may get battered by Jimmy on social media and Erica on social media and all that, and even from Brittany talking about it. But that's where I'm saying, like, the change that I've seen in you and the 180 days that you've been off liquor and coke and all that, it's like I've seen a huge change. And I know everybody else will when cameras, I guess, get picked up because that's all they fucking toted off.
Yeah.
But they're going to see a change. And that's all you have to worry about is you. And if you continue to change for the better, at some point, the bad talk is going to be looked at as like, well, how now? Yeah. Because the changes that he's made since last season, I'll just use the show, to now, I see a change, but he's still getting beaten.
And that's, like I said, it's very well deserved. Like you can't act like how I acted. That was uncalled for. And I can't. I have no excuse. Obviously, drugs and alcohol, I have no excuse for that. But I was just so angry. I didn't know how
and you weren't intentional. Like, that's how I feel. I don't know if, like, we were talking about Jesse Lally.
Yeah.
And you. Like, who would you rather date? And I was like, Jax. Fucking 100%.
I appreciate
and they were
that.
Of course.
I like Jesse. Like,
no, and then that's the one thing I
At least you have some money in your bank account. I'm just kidding. Jesse, I love you. I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Some, Jesse? But no, like, that's the thing of, like, I would have picked you because, yes, you're an addict. I'm an addict. That is not our choice to be an addict. I fell into this.
Do you think it's a disease?
I think it's a disease, bro. Like, I think about liquor, like, since I fell off, like, now it's a thought. After a couple of months, I know it won't be a thought, but like now it's a thought of like every time I'm stressed, liquor.
Yeah.
And that is a disease, in my opinion. Most people don't think that. Like I was talking to my buddy and he was like, no, I think like I'm going to go on a walk or I'm going to sit down or I'm going to do a crossword. And I'm like, I need a drink. And those are the things of like, you aren't intentionally being an asshole to people. It's just a short fuse that your addiction took. That's why I don't take anything that you've done, and people can take what they want. I know you personally. What you did was never intentional, in my opinion. For Jesse to be like, I'm going to intentionally fuck up Michelle's life, he said it on the Valley. He was like, no, I'm going to intentionally do it. I was like, that is a dangerous man. To intentionally do something. Because I've been drunk, I've been fucked up, I've done, things that I'm not proud of, but they weren't intentional.
Right. No, I'm not a malicious person
and that's
at all.
Where I'm saying. Like,
I just make stupid choices.
The addiction fucking got me. It got you, and we're making ourselves better. And that's where I was like, you making yourself better, this dude's intentionally doing it, fucking Jax. 100%.
It's dude, I've said this, and I've said this earlier to you, there is nothing worse in life than getting a divorce. You and I both have lost our fathers to cancer, and that was by far the worst thing I've ever gone through. But I have to say this, divorce is bad, man. It's really rocked my core.
What are some things that you kind of have done to feel a bit better? Because I know you're not going to feel great.
I'm not, and it's going to take a very, very long time. I think I'm getting to the point, though, where I'm starting to let go. And I didn't think I'm grieving. I think I'm allowing myself to grieve.
As you should.
And I think, and like I said, it's not so much that as like, oh, I want to get back together. We had 10 years together. I miss the little things, being in the car together, waking up next to my partner, making dinner, having a barbecue.
Yeah,
the little things that you don't think about are gone. And it's like a memorial. It's like a death. You're mourning all these little losses. And
we lost it too. We were mourning it too. The barbecues at your guys' house, like that's the other thing. Like I know it's like obviously, but like even for me and everybody else, it was like damn.
Damn. It sucks, and it's like but I think now we're hitting about the 1.5 year mark, and I think our divorce is pretty much done. We just have to sign now. It's gotten
hell yeah. I think once you sign will be a good one.
It'll be. I think I'll be able to fully let go,
release,
and I think I'll be able to move on because I think I just. Again, for me, control is a very big thing, and I feel like I have control as long as that we're still together and not divorced. Like the control is still there. For some reason, I feel the need to have to control situations. Is that a manipulative tactic? Probably. But I feel like when I was in rehab, in fact, when I had my phone, everyone's like, well, you're not allowed to have your phone. By law, the state of California, they can only hold your phone for 48 hours. That's law. Okay?
Well, you have a kid.
And I have a kid. But listen, the only way I could control the filming and everything that was going on is having my phone. And I could text Brittany, even though it was like, You know, and the reason people are like, oh, you're verbally being mean and you're rage texting. I was doing it to see if I can get a rise out of her. I was doing it to see if she would text me back, to see if there was any feeling. I wasn't doing it just to go get angry with her. I wanted to see if she still cared. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it really bothered me that she didn't come to visit me. And I'm like, well, why should she come to visit you? You're a fucking asshole, Jax. I know, but I just felt like.
But also, like, I wanted, from the other standpoint, maybe she didn't want to have to see you in that. And I'm throwing shit on the wall. And that's the other thing. Like, I'm just bringing up a hospital because my dad was in it. Like, I didn't want to go to the fucking hospital to see him there. I didn't want to have to see my dad in a fucking vulnerable place where he doesn't have any control over his life. And I just had to look at him.
Yeah.
So I hated going. So the same type of situation.
It was tough, and going back to the control thing, and that's what people need to understand. It's like, especially as a man, it's like you want to control, you want to have the power, and instead of just being there and embracing why I was there, I was using the first time I was there as a control thing.
But that was, I mean, think of how fresh you were coming off of just everything. Of course you're going to try to get a rise out of, your wife or something to see if the care is still there while you're in the worst position of your life. You're reaching out for fucking bits and crumbs just because of how you felt in there. And you wish, yes, people came in to see you.
I did.
But that's the other thing of like...
couple of my buddies call and say, hey, do you want us to come? I did this. I said the same thing. No. I said, I don't want you to see me. They're like, let me bring you a care package. Let me do this. Yeah. No. I don't want you to come to this house to see me with my tail between my legs, to see me with a nurse following me around. I had to go to the gym. I had to have a nurse follow me around. As a 45-year-old man, it was, as a father, having somebody follow me around because they're worried about what I'm going to do to myself.
But 100%. But like, how great that you got through it, and now you are where you are, and like the tail isn't tucked anymore. Like that's the one great thing that I've taken is day by day is like every day I'm a little less anxious, a little less embarrassed, and a little more honest.
Yeah.
And those type of things have been able to put me, in a good place.
Yeah.
But like, I have a feeling, but let me ask you this, because you say you wanted people to come and visit you, but then you didn't want to.
I didn't want it. I just wanted.
Did you want people to them. Like, yeah,
I wanted them, like, how is he doing? I wanted
You wanted the text of, do you want us to come and visit?
Yes.
You wanted to say no, but you wanted to be thought about.
It's like when someone has a party. I'm not going to your fucking party, but I want to be invited.
the fucking invite.
I want to be invited. You know what I'm saying? I want to be invited. I didn't get to go to, which hurt my feelings. I didn't get to go to Kristen's baby shower, and I was really hurt about that because of everything that's going on. She thought I would feel uncomfortable, but I wanted to be invited. I wouldn't have gone, but I just wanted to be invited.
Like even in shows when they're like, hey, I know it's going to be awkward if you do come, but like the invite's there. You'd have been like, thank you, I won't be there. They
say one of the best things that happens to men is a woman or a friend betrays you. And I've had both. Well, Brittany didn't betray me, but I had a friend. They say one of the best things. Why? Because you're taking – it sucks. You're taking a huge beating. You really lose everything. You're publicly humiliated. But you can become a better man by going through this. And –
I mean, I can agree to that. And like you are, like you're taking accountability for everything and things like that. And like – That's what I
was so angry in the beginning about my friend betraying me. And I was, okay, I don't think that way anymore. But I was like, okay, this is going to make me a stronger person. I'm going to be a lot more aware. I'm going to be a lot more.
You learned.
You learn.
Yeah.
You learn.
Can I ask how you felt when you found that out? Because just to let you know, it wasn't even me, and I
called Lala right away.
Well, I was right there when you were telling her about it, and even like her stomach dropped because we were like, we've all been through it.
I know, and I was like, who? And I asked
how did you do it?
Who do you be mad at, Brittany or Julian, or do I just be mad at myself for pushing her away?
Here's the thing. You can be mad at yourself for pushing her away. That's 100%. And this is where I would tell you, like, I would be more upset with my homie than the girl. And for you, pushing her away and all of that, what she did is you can at least look at it and be like, you had the choice and you could do it, but why my homie? And that's where I'm mad at my homie, because you know damn well I talk to you about our marriage, how it is, our kids, and you proceed to fucking go and do this to my ex-wife when I introduced all of you.
I got him. I tried to get him a manager.
You tried to give this man a career.
A circle. I put him in my circle. You know, it just really, really. I mean, when I found out, I saw it over a text message, and I mean, as you know, it was. I don't know if you know. It's just I went crazy, man. I handled it the worst way you could possibly handle it. I wish I could go back. If I have a regret, I wish I could go back and handle that differently. My feelings were 100% valid. 100%. But the way I reacted, the screaming, the yelling, throwing a bar stool, like that is just so wrong.
It is, but like you were so hurt.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes I play devil's advocate.
But is
like,
it justifiable to be that like
it would have been
abusive?
No, I mean throwing chairs and shit I've done, not at people, but you know, just like pissed and shit.
Yeah.
But
I didn't throw it at her. It was just
I didn't even.
It was close to her.
Near. But like I picked up a stool and like hit it just due to frustration.
Yeah.
But every time I look back on it, I was fucking intoxicated.
Yes, that's okay.
So that's my point of like you, even if you went at it the same way, but we're sober.
Yeah. Nothing would have happened. And I have to tell you this, 95, maybe even 98% of the time Brittany and I got in an argument, I was intoxicated or she was intoxicated.
Yeah, or both.
Both.
And then where's that?
We never, ever, ever got into a fight when we were sober. Never.
Right?
Isn't that crazy? Think about this. For all those of you guys listening right now, every single time that we got in an argument,
alcohol
was involved.
Right?
Alcohol or drugs.
Yeah. And every time me and my mom bicker, I'm fucked up. Not her. She doesn't drink. But like back in the day, it was always me. And then we would have a blow up. And then coming back, who was fucked up? Me.
I know. It's like for me, I have two speeds, man. I go and then I go faster.
0 or 100.
Go faster. It's like I can't. You know, I don't know what it is. I'm jealous of those guys who can have a beer with their dinner. Like, why can't I do that?
Or like a glass of wine.
Yeah, why can't I
every
do that?
time that's the one thing, and it's like I just can't.
What's the point of having a glass of one wine for dinner? What the fuck is that?
We were out at dinner, and this girl leaves like half a glass, and my sister even goes, I'm so pissed.
I know, it's like you just did it for the taste. Right. You suck. I hate you.
Let me taste the glass and then bring the bottle, and I'll just drink out of that. But that's the person that I was, and that's why I know I can't drink. And even the 5 shots, I don't even know how I stopped at the 5.
Yeah,
because I couldn't go back; they were closed. Else I would have.
Really?
I'm not even kidding. Oh yeah, I went at like 12:30 to buy these things. They closed at 1. Went home, bought 5, and I would have drank more if I didn't buy 5 mini shots. And that's where like I'm fucking happy that I didn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
How are you liking? I guess what do you call yourself? The Funkle?
The Funkle.
Funkle.
I mean, I don't even have a name for it. I just see people calling me Funkle. But yeah, like
I mean, you are playing a very father figure.
It is. Right? Everybody thinks it's like a weird dynamic, and it's like, nah, this is La Familia.
Why is it a weird dynamic? You live with your family, and
it's
your
the best.
Nieces why is that? You got a lot better than most married couples.
Thank you. Like that. It's the happiest home in the world. Like I go in, I look at my sister, look at my mom. They'll both be in the kitchen. I walk in, hey bitches. Yeah. Like it's just fun. Like it's uplifting. It's fun.
Yeah.
I wake up sometimes to Ocean just like opening the door and coming, and she's like, can I lay with you? And it's just like those start my day. And I really like, me and my sister were talking about like, if I want to move out, because I was talking to her about it. She was like, let's start looking and find out where you would like. And I was like, I like this area.
Does she want you out, or do you want to get out?
No, I wanted to get out because my homie's moving out. And I was like, maybe I'll move out, have some like space. And bro, right when I was like looking at apartments, I was like, I can't leave my family. Yeah. Like I love them too much. Right. They're my best friends.
You would end up being at the house the whole time.
Oh yeah, like that's I would be wasting money on rent. And that's like the thing. Like my sister and my mother, to my core, they are my whole life. They are my best friends. Mm-hmm. That I tell them everything usually.
Yeah.
But like living in that house brings me so much peace, and like walking in and seeing Sosa and Ocean just like playing, it warms my heart.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's only 3 of us in the house. Sometimes I gotta take Ocean to school. I gotta do stuff with Sosa, but it's like I get to do it.
Yeah.
You know? So it's
I was
amazing.
Worried, obviously the number one thing when you go through divorce is your kids.
Is your kids.
And
how is Cruzy Cruz?
Cruzy's doing really, really good. I mean, Brittany and I are really, I think right now we're on the good path. Right now
like
we're
on a co-parenting great path.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I'm trying to respect her boundaries. She's trying to respect mine. Sometimes I slip and I'll want to do some extra stuff for her, such as like I want to take care of the car. I want to get the oil changed. I want to come to the house, see how things are done. And I have to be like, you know what? You can't do that. You got to let her take care of herself. It's just that, my son's in that car. My son's in that house. And
but I mean, you could just instead like reach out and just be like, hey,
yeah.
If there's any oil changes, or just say if there's anything on the car, just be like,
say, hey,
please let me know.
Right, and that's why I live 5 minutes away, and I did that for a reason because I want to be close. Like she can call me at any time of night, regardless of our issues. If you need me, I'm there.
Yes.
Like, at the end of the day, you're still the mother of my child, and I'm going to be.
And I want you to be good because the kid will be great when you're great.
And I feel like divorce really doesn't screw the kid up.
Did your mom and dad?
No.
Sorry, go on.
They should have. They should have.
They should have?
I don't think divorce screws kids up. I think the parental conflict is what screws the kids up.
Because my parents didn't get divorced and like they had a happy marriage. But like I see my buddy who went through divorce and like how it kind of affected him.
Well, yeah, because if they're not getting along in front and if you can sense the tension, then it's going to mess the kid up a little bit. And that's the last thing I want. I want Cruz to be able to, like, yes, my parents are divorced, but man, they're best friends.
Yeah.
I want to get to the point where Brittany and I are like so tight. We're good that I can come over for dinner, then I go back home.
Yeah.
We can go to Disney together with the kid. Like, I want to be able to get there. And I know it's going to take a lot of time,
but hey,
I want that
you're doing
so
it.
bad.
But that's the one thing, man. And that's the one thing. And I'm going to continue to tell you that, like, that you are putting in the work. And like, I'm proud of you. From a meeting standpoint of like, we're doing this together. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me that we're doing it.
Yeah.
Good things take time, bro. Like I said, as long as you continue to work on yourself, bro, the puzzle will fall in place.
Yeah.
You know?
I think divorce with kids is so hard because, you always have to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always have to see if I didn't have a kid, I wouldn't have to see Brittany. But I always have to see her, And now I have to see... I have to create a friendship with her with somebody that I used to be in love with. So now I have to go backwards. Instead of being a friend and then falling in love, now I have to
unfall in love and
become a friend. Does that make sense?
Oh, 100%. And that's something like I can't even say anything because I've never even been in that boat.
When I go to the house when I go to pick up Cruz or whatever, I'm in the house and she'll be like, hey, I made some dinner. I love it when Brittany says, I made dinner. I had some dinner. Do you want some leftovers? I feel like, okay, it makes me feel so good that she's offering me a meal. And then I'll eat and then I'll go. And I'm like, my head's like, what is going on here? Like, I ate, now I'm leaving my home that I built with my family, and I'm going back to my home. I'm probably not going to talk to her for 2 days, and that's just so weird. I'm going back to my bed versus our bed. I'm leaving my home, going to my new home, not going to see my son for a couple days, which fucks me up in the head. And I constantly tell her, can you please send me pictures? Send me pictures all day long. What is he doing now? I hope I don't annoy her. I'm sure I do. But what is he doing now? What is he doing now? Can I see him in the pool? Can I see him at the, I know it's annoying, but it'll die. Man, it probably won't.
It won't. No, it's your son, bro. That'll never die down.
It's really, really, really hard. Are you dating anybody right now?
Me? No. Bro. I don't even know how to meet women. Never had a dating app. Never had anything.
Can we talk about this for a second?
I would love to.
Dating. And I'm not there yet. But how the fuck am I supposed to go on a date? Like, as a sober person, right? What's the first thing you bond over? Let's go get drinks.
Oh,
right?
So
what am I supposed to do? Let's go sit and look at each other?
Here's the one thing that I have learned. I've been on like 3 dates sober in the past.
Oh my God, tell me how that is.
It honestly is fucking great. I was like,
do you do it at night or do you during the day?
No, I went to dinner. They were like, hey, can you do a dinner? I said, do you want to do like a late lunch?
Do you tell them you're sober before you go on this dinner?
No.
I'm scared to say it. Like, I'm not embarrassed.
Don't be.
There's a stigma sometimes.
You think that, but when I tell you, like, it's only because you're new.
Yeah.
And now I'm new.
Right.
But like, that's the thing is like, it doesn't have to be like a cocktail or anything. Like,
right.
I found out.
I used to make fun of people that didn't drink.
Yeah.
I used to be like, dude, you're a douche. I'm not hanging out. You're a Debbie Downer.
You're a loser.
Yeah, you're a loser, right?
Because you're not your shit together.
Yeah,
you loser.
You're not going to be fun. Yeah, you're not going to go crazy. You're not going to get in trouble and go to jail.
You're not going to be fucked up and have a fucked up life like me. You got it together, man.
But I get in my head now, like I was like thinking about it. I was just putting this scenario in my head. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm going to go on a date. It's going to come to a point where I'm going to go on dates, and I'm going to be like, I have to think in my head, what are we going to talk about? Usually alcohol takes over and my mind just goes, right? Now I have to sit and talk about it. I don't know if I'm going to tell them I'm sober up front or not. I don't know if it's what that's going to do, but man, it's going to be really hard for me because alcohol's crutch.
It was a crutch for me. And for even just like talking to women. Now it's a crutch for fucking my mental breakdowns.
Yeah.
But like when I go on dates, I don't tell them I'm sober.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, if they order a drink and you don't, what happens?
They'll ask sometimes, but like I let them order first because I want them to get what they want.
Right.
So I'm like, you go first. They'll get wine or something like that, and then it's to me, and I usually do like a lemonade or like a root beer or something like that just is like sweet flavor. And bro, once I sit down and start talking, it takes 5 or 10 minutes, and once those 5 or 10 minutes are over, I'm back to I feel drunk because the conversation's good, and then I forget. Yeah, and then I forget, and then you're like, how great that I'm sober right now, and it's going. It's almost like you get a high.
You can almost, now that I think about it, you got the nerves again, like because the drinking takes away all man. It takes all that away.
Yeah.
So now you get the actual feeling of being on a date, the nervousness, the butterflies.
And the one thing that I found out is like I'm not just thinking because I don't know about you, me. I'm the type of dude where I'm like, oh, sex. Like when I started to drink and like all I thought about was like, I want to get her home and like touch her.
Right.
And now when I'm sober, I'm like having fun with her. I'm thinking long term, like, is this how every dinner will be? Who is she? Do I like this? And I'm like, the last thing I'm thinking about is touch or having sex with this woman. I'm actually like, sober mind, what is she going to bring me and what could I bring her?
And you're engaging in the conversation.
And I'm engaging.
You're actually getting to know the person rather than just going down the checklist of things you're supposed to ask on a first date.
And then after the fucking date, I'm like, okay, I didn't like that. I don't enjoy her.
Yeah.
So I won't do that again. And beforehand, it was like, I'd go home with her drunk, we'd do something, and then I woke up depressed, like I slept with a girl I could care less about.
Yeah.
And I just did that to me and her.
Right.
And then it was like, do I have to take her on another date? Now I'm just dating these women because I felt bad I had sex with them. So being sober has brought me just a lot of peace, just in all aspects.
Yeah.
But like, that's the thing. Like, where do you even that? Like, I don't even... Fuck going on a date. I don't even know how to go up to a girl to ask for a date.
And I don't know how to go up to girls. I just don't know how to do it. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here or anything, but I've never really had to go up to a girl. They would always I'm
trying to get
serious.
No, I know. I'm trying to get on that level.
I just like or what I would do is if that was the case, if there was a group of girls, I would send my friend over and then I would come in behind. Like, hey, what's up? That's how I would do it.
I love playing like the homie. Once the ice is broken, I just don't have a pick to break the ice, man. I can't do it.
I can't do it. I still can't do it. I don't have the balls to do it, man.
Like I'm thinking of all of these like scenarios in my head of like, why the fuck would she even talk to me?
And this day and age is a lot different than the dating back in the day too. So it's like, man, what do you have to talk about? Do you have to show them a credit score?
It's credit score or your followers on. That's the fucked up thing here.
Do I have to drive a $100,000 car?
Yeah, you do. With 1 million followers, $100,000 car, $4 million home,
and that's just the base.
You get a 28-year-old somebody who has nothing.
Right. Yeah,
that sounds terrible, doesn't it?
What am I getting out of it, though? Like, too, right? So what are you going to give me? Is that terrible to say as a man? What am I going to get out of this? I don't think so.
No, because in relationships, you're going to get something in.
Yeah. I'm giving you this.
Both people have to put in 100%.
Right.
That's all I know.
Not 50-50.
Not 50-50. You got to put in 100%.
That's what I would say.
Because if both people aren't putting in 100, you're not getting the full person.
Yeah, why would you give 50% of yourself?
But
give 100.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like and I'm speaking out here and I will stand on it, is like half of it, I've gone up to girls like here and there, like trying to squeeze by and then we'll talk. And it's like these girls, I'm not kidding you. I leave feeling so shitty because of how shallow the women were towards me.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have, you didn't have this, or this, so you don't mean anything to me. And it's like, well, I got a pretty good personality. Come on now.
Right.
Let's talk to me.
Right.
But, like, that's the thing. It's like, I really can't compete with millions and millions of dollars. And
do you want to?
No, I want to be happy.
Do you want a person that's what they want?
No, but I just want
a lot of work.
Where do I find a woman that is wanting to just...
You're going to have to leave the state of California.
There it is. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know how to date. And even the girls that I've gone on dates with, it's like, they want stuff that I could provide, but, like, for me, I don't want to provide because that doesn't bring me happiness. So it's like, all of the girls out here that I've noticed are always wanting objects.
Yeah, but I don't think they want that. I think that's what they see online, and that's what they want. They don't want that either. They just, well, like, she has that, and this is what she's getting. Maybe I want that too.
And I mean, I'll flip it on guys. I've seen dudes doing things, and I'm like, that's kind of what I want.
Right.
That's what I want.
Right.
And if I really think about it, fucking far from what I want.
Right.
It's just...
and a lot of these guys, that are in those relationships are miserable, and the women are miserable too. For some reason, they're getting something. She's getting something, and he's getting something, and there's no love or intimacy there. It's like they're just getting something from each other. It's
toxicity.
Yeah, toxicity.
And
I know all about that.
And that's the thing, because some people are addicted to that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I know people who love drama.
Thrive in chaos.
Yeah. Like, they'll start drama because they love it.
That's what I did.
Maneuver it.
That was me. That was me. Man, you throw me a couple drinks and you do a couple bumps.
Drama.
What kind of shit can I stir right now? That's what I would do. I would consistently start, and, like, sometimes I would get into my head, and, like, especially right now, because right now, like I said, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing right now, and right now it's very quiet right now. And as far quiet means, like, there's nothing going on where anything's in danger. And this is the part that's very scary for me right here, right now, because right now you're working on yourself, you're doing good. People are starting to see it. This is the scary part, because now once that kind of starts happening, that's when I self-sabotage. What can I do to fuck this up? Because I don't deserve to be happy.
No.
I don't deserve to be successful. That's how I feel.
That's crazy that you say that, because I feel the same way. Like, every time I feel happy, I'm like, but why?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be feeling happy. There's too many things going on for me to not be happy, so why am I?
How can I fuck this up? What can I do? Should I go back drinking and doing drugs? Should I go start a fight with somebody?
An argument?
Or should I go and then prove everybody wrong? See, he couldn't do it. See. That's my driving force right now, which is terrible because you should want to do it for yourself, but it's my driving force just to prove everybody wrong that I made a turnaround for myself.
If that is something that is keeping you sober,
that's keeping me sober. And I know that sounds terrible. And people are going to be like, well, you should do it for you. You know what I'm doing? I'm doing it to prove everybody wrong.
There's no right or wrong way to do something. If there is something that makes that you think to get you to your end goal, think it.
If I got to walk backwards 20 steps every single day because that's how I stay sober, then that's what I'm doing. If I have to go knock on a tree 3 times every single day to keep me sober, then that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Because
staying sober is the most important thing to me.
And that's the one thing is, like, I don't even care how I look anymore because I'm just trying to stay sober.
Right.
Like, I'll be in the line, bro. I was in a line and I was just, like, dancing because I had a bit of anxiety, so I just started, like, moving around. And, like, 2 little old women were like, we love you. Your energy is great. And it was like, that made my day.
Yeah.
And it was just, like, being just, doing anything and everything to keep my mind calm.
Yeah.
And keep a bottle out of my hand.
Yeah.
Whatever I have to do that, I'll do.
Yeah.
I
was thinking about it the other day. Somebody asked me, like, have you had any triggers lately? I said, I'm only $180 and I'm nowhere near where I need to be.
What triggers do you have?
You know what? I haven't even thought of alcohol or drugs until the reunion. It was after the reunion. Obviously, you guys know that we shot our reunion already because 2 of the girls were pregnant, so we had to shoot it early. But it was a 8 to 10 hour day, and you know how those reunions are. They're brutal. I mean, especially for me and what I'm going through right now. Yeah. I mean, it was just bombard. Like, it was like just getting bombed. Like, it was like I was just getting bomb, right?
You were just like
and I knew going in, there was therapists on set, there was people there. Jax, how you doing? How you going to handle this? And I knew everybody was going to, be on me. So after that reunion,
You held yourself.
I was like, right? And I talked to my therapist, and I was like, today was the first day I thought about alcohol. I thought about it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But I thought about it. It crossed my mind. Would it be okay if I just went to the bar by myself? There's another thing, going by myself. If I just go by myself, there's a little place called Little Tony's right down the street from me. I was going to go to Little Tony's, go sit at the bar, and have a cocktail. Would that be bad? And
just got to restart.
And I had to restart. And they're like, yes, of course that's going to be bad. But I thought about it. I tried to justify it to myself. One cocktail. What's one going to do?
But the good thing is you fucking brought it up.
I called
somebody.
Called
and
my
that's
sponsor.
the one thing.
I went to
where
a meeting.
My relapse happened.
Yeah.
See, I didn't call anybody. I didn't do anything. But that was the one thing. And when I relapsed, bro, my sponsor was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. He was like, so do you know if you're done drinking or not? Are you wanting to restart and do this again? And he was like, or do you want to go the other way? And I was like, I want to stop drinking. And he goes, well, if you're on the fence, he goes, what I want you to do today is go buy a bottle and drink. And call me tomorrow and tell me how you feel. And right when he said, go grab a bottle and drink, the anxiety hit me. And I was like, I don't at all.
Right.
And him even saying that, if I would have called him and been like, I want to drink, he would have been like, go drink. And I'd have been like, no. But I fucking didn't call him, you know? And that's the thing is dude, you're making steps. You're doing all the things right. And whatever you got to do to stay sober, my guy.
I know. It's
because I'm excited for you to be back on my TV.
I'm excited to be back on TV again too. Like I said, I love being on reality TV. I feel like I was meant to do this.
I love
doing
gold.
it. I just need to figure out how to be that person I love being without being on drugs and alcohol. Because I had the fear of me was like, are people still gonna love who I am being sober? How am I going to be that crazy Jax? Or are they going to be like, enough of the crazy Jax? We need to tone down a little bit. You're 45 years old.
You have no idea how it's going to
I just love being
Jax.
Stirring the pot. I love, who can I piss off now? You know, I love that.
Right? I'm a kid at heart, too. Sometimes I like stirring some stuff.
It's fun. I like to stir the pot. I like to cause drama. I like to put my, foot into something I'm not supposed to.
Right? But even you can do all that. And
I know.
That's the thing is sober, it still is fun because now you're in tune with
exactly
shit, this is going on.
I know. I could probably be smarter about it now.
And that's the other thing is when people are like, well, why'd you do it? You're like, oh, fuck you. And, well, he's sober. Yeah, it was fun. I don't know why I did it.
Now I don't have a crutch though. So if I do cause shit, they're gonna be like, he was doing this sober.
But then now but what are they gonna say? You're an asshole sober, and I'm gonna go, no. I just like to have a bit of fun.
Yeah, I just like to have fun. That's what I do. And for the people who know me over the years, that's what I like to do. It's just what I just enjoy it. I have fun. I'm not going to sit around and just let things go. It's just not my DNA.
No, you like to have a bit of fun. You like to stir some pots. And that's the thing. Maybe you'll stir them a bit different now.
I've stirred pots my whole life. Being on TV and not being on TV doesn't matter. That's what I do.
And here's the one thing that I'll say is bro, you're going to continue to stir pots, and I can't wait for you to do it. And when you're sober and doing it, it is going to be 10 times better. I know you just said that you're worried about the people that love you, the jacks that you were, the drugs and liquor and that.
I felt like with my group, I was kind of like the leader, and I'm the one. All right, we're going to this bar tonight. We're going to this club. We're doing this, and we're at
that control. Back to your control.
It's the control thing. I can control the scenario. I can control my friends. I can control where we're going. And I think that to me, losing all that and releasing all that, releasing the control is difficult.
No,
I don't want to be forgotten. I know, I don't want. I do have. I don't say I have FOMO.
I have FOMO.
Do you have FOMO? Okay, all right. So I do too.
If people are doing shit, and I'm like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, I do. Out. And it's just, your friends are still going to the bars, and you're still, going out. And I go places, and I'm there for 45 minutes tops now, do an event or whatever, and I ghost. And like I said, my what do you call it? The sober coach. He said, it's okay. You can be selfish with your time right now because you're learning.
Yep.
You're learning. I don't have a problem with people drinking in front of me, but I know when my friend's on his second or third drink, then I'm going to bounce.
Yeah.
Because
then their demeanor changes.
And I just don't like being around drunk people. I don't like it.
That's the one thing that I found out. And that was my biggest thing is I went to Coachella or Stagecoach.
Oh my God!
I didn't go to Stage.
Wait!
I didn't go to Stagecoach.
Wait, why didn't you tell me this in the beginning? Wait a minute, that's even fucking worse. No. So people, you know that what Stagecoach is, right? It's a huge ass music festival here in California, like Coachella, but it's more of the country one.
Yeah.
How? Wait a minute. This should be you know, I was talking to this about I talked to my buddy JM about this. How you would have to offer a cash reward, like for $10,000. Could you go to Coachella, all the events sober? That is insane.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I did it.
Because everybody's on ecstasy. Everybody's on mushrooms.
Were, like coke out of like Afrin bottles and shit. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And no, I was sober the whole time.
The Afrin bottle coke. Yeah. I learned about that towards the end of my thing. I was like, wow, this is
towards the end of the addiction.
Towards the end of addiction, yeah, coke and Afrin. But anyway,
so we went to day events. I didn't go to the concerts. I don't really care to like go to the concerts.
Yeah.
It's not me,
right?
But we went to day events, which, like you said, is fucking worse.
Yeah.
And
I was fucked up beyond belief.
Eating. Yeah, I wish I was. Fuck. I was eating, like, constantly. Something in the hand.
Yeah.
And then I constantly was just grabbing waters and just, like, hand to mouth.
And everybody was fucked up except for...
everybody was fucked up besides me and my sister.
Didn't you want to be like, weren't you like, okay, I don't want to be here anymore? Did you guys lose your patience after a while?
Like, I mean, we were there for like an hour and a half. And like after that, like I looked at my sister. I was like, I'm fucking ready.
Right, yeah.
And then
after an hour, if you're not on anything, enough's enough.
Done. And then that's the other thing is like, I know you'll know now. When you're sober and then drunk people are around, it's like I can only have this one conversation one time.
Oh my God. You know how angry I get now? Like drunk people come up to me, especially at my bar. They'll get wasted and they'll try to buy me shots and all this stuff. And they're like, you just told me this story 3 times. And they're getting right up in your face with their hot breath.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude,
and
I love these people. They're nice.
No, they're good people. They're just drunk.
But damn it, they get up in your face. And I think to myself, was this me? Did I do this shit?
Oh, that's my first thing. Like I was saying, I was like, I'm so in tune that like every time I would judge, I'd be like, fuck, was I that person? I can't even judge because I don't even know if I was that person.
Could you do it, though? Could you do the whole weekend of Stagecoach? $10,000. You got to be there all day, okay? You got to go to 3 events, but you got to be there all day. In the morning, you got to go in that hot
from
weather.
11 to like midnight.
Yes. Could you do it? For $10,000.
For $10,000?
Cash.
I could do it for $10,000. I would be I'd hate it. I'd probably like just be sitting like in the grass somewhere, calling my sponsor, calling you.
Oh,
but like I would make phone calls. I could do it, but like see,
no, I couldn't do it. I'm not far along enough in my sobriety to be able to do that. It would have to be like,
well, I'm coming off a relapse, and that's why I know now I could fucking do it.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I just don't think I'm strong enough. I'm pretty strong here in little bars here and there because I know where the door is.
Yes. And you know when to get the fuck out.
There's no door. Those things.
It's a mile walk just to get the fuck out.
And your mind's going from that mile to that car.
Yeah, and then you're seeing liquor on the way and you're like, God damn it, God damn it, God damn it. Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't really have like a huge, like, I didn't want to drink, but like I knew everybody was drunk and all of that. I didn't have like an itch to drink when I was at the Stagecoach like events. I was just like, get me out of this energy because it's not good.
It's not good.
All drunk, drugs, you name it, they're on it. And little old me just sober, and I'm like...
And nobody cares about anybody at these things.
No.
It's all so face value and so...
Who you are,
this. What do you do, and like, how much money you made.
See,
I know this person.
Like, back to the women, man.
Here we go.
What do you do? And it's like, nothing. I don't do anything. I don't want you... Just leave already. I don't even want to have this conversation because you're going to fucking make me feel terrible.
It's just such a surface, like, thing when you think about it. You're like, wow. And it's... Yeah. My God.
It really is.
Dude, I saw you. I saw you talk about Schwartz the other day. There was a scene on Vanderpump in the early days when Tom's phone was just sitting there, and I was so triggered and mad.
You just grabbed it and threw it?
Chucked it across the room.
I don't know what we have to do to get Schwartz on the Valley, but I need Schwartz on the Valley. I don't know if we got a fucking petition. I'm talking to the man.
I'm working on it because I need an ally.
Yes. No, but that was the thing because like you're fucking 0 to 100 and he's just 0. So like you two together, like it's my favorite TV to watch when it's you two.
We're so yin and yang. Yeah. I had this conversation with you earlier. I'm like, I talk to Tom when I go over to his house in the morning, and I'm like, I'm so jealous of how you handle situations. Like, you are like, I don't know how you do it.
He's what I want to be.
I want to be how he is.
Even when he was on the podcast with me and Law, like, he was so chill, and he was like, I'm not chipper today. I'm kind of dull. And it's like, you wouldn't even have noticed.
You wouldn't even know. And like,
because he still was the same person, and he was great.
There's things that happened to him, there's things that he's going through currently right now that would make me probably hit the bottle again.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. And the way he takes it, he's just so, we'll get through it. We'll be all right. I don't know how he learned to be like that, or how he developed that, or what, but I'm like, where do you buy that?
Yeah.
How do I wire my brain to be so chill
that nothing will affect me?
Nothing affects your day.
Yes. And he even said, he was like, I'm just like, the art of controlling my own emotions was his biggest thing. But I want you on my podcast.
Yeah, I want to go.
For sure. Would Schwartzies want to do it too?
Yeah, we should do it together.
Like four of us. I want to see, like, because I know he has some stuff, and like I said,
he's got one too. Detox Retox.
Yeah, we're gonna do that one too. He was like, "Would you do it?" I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
So I would love for you guys to be on my podcast.
Absolutely.
Just again, it's Happy Detours. Happy Detours.
Wait, let's say it again one more time. So Easton, your new podcast is
Happy Detours.
Happy Detours, and still you got your podcast with Lala, which is
still doing the podcast with Lala, which is Give Them Lala Podcast. I'm the co-host on that. Started one with my buddy Calvin Cobb, who was on reality TV a minute ago, but still got, So we're going to do that. But just hearing about like what Tom is going through, I would like to see if he would be open to even speak about some of it.
Yeah.
Just because that's what we're trying to do on this podcast, is just be open, be real.
There's just something
honest
about letting it all out, whether it's good or bad or whatever, about the release, the weight off your shoulders, being able to go to bed at night and being okay with who you are. Even if it's not good, at least you're open and honest and be like, listen, I'm struggling. I am struggling right now. I've done some terrible fucking things, but you know what? I'm asking for help. And just be patient.
And that's the one thing I was going to say, like, having to be honest about the shittiest things is the biggest weight off of me, and like the biggest release.
Yeah.
And it's like the one thing that I'm obsessed with right now, and I'm trying to make it become my new addiction, is honesty.
Yeah.
And that's where we're trying to get it to, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah. Fuck.
It's awesome, man.
Hey,
I love having you on here.
We got to do this
come back again.
No.
Yeah.
Hey,
what's your Instagram, by the way?
Instagram is @Easton Burningham. All one word.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to In the Mind of Jax Taylor. We're done for the week, and thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Pluto TV has all the shows and movies you love streaming for free. That means laughter is free with gut-busting comedies like The Neighborhood, Boomerang, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Bueller.
Mystery is free with countless cases to crack from Criminal Minds, Tracker, and Matlock.
I'm a lawyer, like the old TV show.
And thrills are free with heart-pumping hits like The Walking Dead and Pulp Fiction.
Correctamundo.
Feel the free Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.